Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving deeper into handling emotional reactions during healthy conflict. We all encounter conflicts, whether at work, with friends, or at home. How we handle our emotions can make a big difference. In my book, Smart Conflict, I describe various unhelpful reactions people often have during conflicts. It's one of the biggest questions I get during my workshops, actually. How do I make the other person not act like this? Today, we're going to focus on two, the hot reactor and the burden backpack, and also explore other poor coping habits. Plus, I'll give you tips on managing these behaviors and not just in yourself, but also when the other person might be exhibiting them. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the hot reactor. This person responds to conflict with a lot of energy, possibly anger, yelling, or even the silent treatment. This is the one that causes the most conflict avoidance actions I've seen typically. What if they are a hot reactor? My goodness. These reactions can escalate the situation and make it more difficult to manage. When you're dealing with a hot reactor, here are some steps to manage the situation in a healthier way. Number one, stay calm and composed. Keep your own emotions in check. Responding with anger will only escalate the conflict. Use some de escalation techniques. Speak in a calm, steady voice and acknowledge their feelings. For example, I can see that you're really upset and I want to understand what's bothering you. Also, drop the volume of your voice a little bit. Don't raise your voice to get over any yelling, but bring it down, make it a little softer so that the other person has to pause to listen. Thirdly, set some boundaries. If the person continues to escalate, it is okay to set boundaries. You can say, I want to discuss this, but we need to do it calmly. Let's take a break and come back to this later. Then hit the pause button and make sure you come back. Now let's talk about the burden backpack. We've done this in another video, but I want to revisit just a little bit. This person takes on the emotions of others and avoids conflict by agreeing to anything just to keep the peace, leading to resentment and unresolved issues. If the other person is acting like a burden backpack, here's how you can help them engage more effectively in conflict. Number one, open communication. Create a safe space for them to express their feelings. Let them know it's okay to disagree and that their opinions matter. Ask some open ended questions. Gently probe to understand their true feelings. Give in to some curiosity. Questions like, how do you really feel about this? Can encourage them to open up. Reassurance. Reassure them that conflict can be constructive and that it's important to address the issues rather than avoid them. Besides the hot reactor and the burden backpack, both of which are covered in depth in the book, there are other unhelpful reactions to be aware of. Let's take a look at a few more examples and how to manage them. The avoider. The avoider ignores conflict altogether. This is a subset of that burden backpack. The avoider is hoping it will all just go away. How do you manage this? Initiate a conversation, bring the issue up gently, leave that door open for them to eventually feel comfortable. I've noticed we've been avoiding discussing X, Y, and Z. Can we talk about it? Provide reassurance. Reassure them that addressing the issue will lead to better understanding and resolution and less emotional hardship. On to the deflector. The deflector shifts blame onto others, avoiding responsibility. How do you manage? Stay focused on the issue. This is where having your agenda and knowing what the situation is about is super important. You can find that out in Smart Conflict. Gently bring the conversation back to the main point. I understand your perspective, but let's focus on resolving this particular issue. And encourage accountability. Encourage them to take responsibility by acknowledging their role in the conflict. On to the over-apologizer. This person apologizes excessively, even when it's not their fault, in order to avoid conflict. How do you manage this? Acknowledge their apology, but redirect. Acknowledge their feelings, but redirect the focus. For example, I appreciate your apology, but let's also discuss how we can resolve this together. Encourage confidence. Boost their confidence by reassuring them that their perspective is valuable. On to the rationalizer. The rationalizer uses logic to dismiss emotions, often invalidating the other person's feelings. How to manage? Acknowledge emotions. Remind them that emotions are valid and important. I understand the logical side, but let's all consider how we feel about this. And strive for a balance between logic and emotion. Encourage a balance between rational thinking and emotional understanding. Remember, conflict doesn't have to be negative. It can be an opportunity for growth and understanding if we handle our emotions and reactions in a healthy way by managing our own reactions and helping others do the same, responding empathetically. We can create a more constructive and empathetic dialogue. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit. I'll see you next time.